you, YouTube. Hope everybody's doing good today. It's a pretty morning. Finally got a little dry weather the last couple days after the rain over the weekend. So we've got what we're working on today is it's a new construction home. We're going to do the flower beds around it, front beds, and then a small one in the back on this project for right now. Don't want to do the whole backyard yet because they're still gonna have a swimming pool built, so I'm waiting on getting that done. So anyway, headed there now. We've got all the plants loaded. The guys are stopping at the store to get some soil amendments and all, and we're gonna get out there and get started. I know it's going to be muddy around it, but we've got more rain coming in tomorrow. The client's really wanting to get these beds put in and just get all the mud away from the house, get everything landscaped and be done. And so that's what we're going to do today. Going to be, like I said, a little muddy, a little wet, but we'll make do and get it done. Probably mix in a good bit of peat moss with the soil today, and that really helps things dry out. And I've got some other mixes that of bag dirt that I like to use. So anyway, y'all stay tuned. I appreciate you watching, and once I get out there, I'll show you what we're looking at today. Thank you, guys. Putting in the beds. Gonna be a work in progress. The dirt's really wet. That's dried out good. Working on filling here. Get our soil amendments mixed in and get all the plants laid out and get everything going. It's a pretty day here. Good cold day to work outside. Anyway, I'll show you. This is some of the soil we're using here. And I'm gonna run and probably get some peat moss to put in on these real super wet spots. You can see the guys there getting the dirt put in. Alright, y'all stay tuned, guys. It's going to be a fun project today. See it all come together and complete it. Alright, I'm back in the truck. Just left the job, and we decided, once we got out there, it is wet and muddy. So we're going to run back up to the store, probably run to Home Depot and get some peat moss and another different type of soil to mix in, and that way we can work that peat moss and other soil in to that top layer that's just real saturated, top layer of the ground that's real saturated out there, and it'll help us get everything smooth back out once we get everything planted and all that. So running here, gonna run to the store real quick, get the dirt, and get back out there and get back to work on the job. So and we'll show you. I'll show you. I don't know if y'all have ever used peat moss. I really like it, especially with our ground here in our county. It's terrible. We have a lot of problems with clay, and if you've never fooled with clay soil, it's terrible for holding water. So peat moss really helps with that, and you know, it'll retain some moisture itself, so you know, gets a lot of that dirt away from holding around these. So when we dig these holes at this job, you know, of course you have a hole, you have a cavity, and you know, your plant roots set in there, and that clay will just sit there and hold the water there on the base of the plants, on the root system of the plants, and if you're not careful, it'll drown the plant out, and of course, you know, plant will die. So peat moss, long story short, peat moss, if you have clay ground, have water issues like we have here, peat moss I've found works great for that. So that's my go-to, and you know, just trial and error over the years. I've learned the hard way. So anyway, headed there to get that now, and we'll get back out here, and I'll show you some more of what we're doing. All right, y'all, so made it here to the store, Home Depot. So what the other dirt we're gonna get is this compost and manure and peat moss. Here's the peat moss here. So yeah, this is a Miracle-Gro brand. It's gonna be expensive, but it's worth it. You can see it absorbs water faster than, oh, this says absorbs water faster than baled peat moss, so that's some good stuff. So that's what we're gonna go with, and of course we'll use the bag soil that I showed you earlier, you know, out there on the job. We'll mix all that in, and be a good blend, help get things dried out. So it's topsoil. All right, I'm gonna get somebody to help us load this up, and so we can get back to work. All right, leaving Home Depot now. Got the compost manure and the peat moss loaded, and I've got to I got a call while I was in there in Home Depot. I've got to run over and look at something for a client of mine real quick. So, but I just want, while I'm driving, I wanted to talk a little bit more. So what happened this morning is kind of my fault, why I'm having to run all over the place. So I should I usually would have gone checked the job beforehand. It had been since last week since I'd been at that house to look at everything, but wasn't prepared this morning. Didn't get enough soil. I just, you know, I sent the guys to get some, and like I said, I had no clue it was how wet it was, and that we'd need this other stuff. So my fault on that. But I got sidetracked this morning. First thing, when we were loading everything, I realized that a week ago I had let one of my good friends borrow my tiller, and it didn't hit me this morning when we went to loading everything that he still had it. So I had to run to his place and get the tiller. So that prevented me from getting ahead this morning of the guys, and, you know, looking at the job and sending them with a list of you know, exactly what we needed. Had I been able to look at the job this morning, I would have went ahead and got the peat moss and wouldn't have had to make 2 trips to the store. But that's part of it. That's part of business, part of running a business, and it happens. But just gotta make up for it. And anyway, I'm gonna get over here and meet this client and take a look at what they're wanting done at their property, and then I will be back out on the job. All right, y'all, I made it back out here. This is what we're dealing with: wet conditions, clay, soil. Got our peat moss. We're gonna go in and get this thing dried out. It's just plus this don't get much sunlight over here either. It's north facing, so Get the peat moss in here and get going on it. Alright, here it is with the peat moss in. You can see it's already looking better, and we'll let it set for a little bit and dry out some of this water. It's already soaking it up. Alright, while we were putting out the peat moss and everything in that bed on the other end of the house, trying to get that dried up, the guys are already started planting over here. They've got this whole section done, and get down here closer where you can see. So we plant in about a quarter of the root ball, the top quarter of it higher than the ground, and come back and add good dirt around it. You can see we hadn't covered these holes, so we'll get all the holes dug, plant set, some dirt poured around them, and when we get everything planted, we'll all come back through and rake and get all the dirt packed in around the holes and get all these clods out, everything cleaned up, straightened up before we put pine straw down. So all that dirt that we got earlier, I misfigured again, so I've got to run back to the store and get some more, because we're going to need some more to when we finish planting on that other side where we put all the peat moss in. We're going to have some more soil over there to put in around the plants. Y'all stay tuned. Alright y'all, this is the fertilizer we use. So what he's doing right now is going back in and showing me on the scoop. About a half a scoop full of this Osmocote Plus per plant. And he's sprinkling around the root ball before they're covered up. So hey, y'all try this stuff out. It's a pretty high nitrogen fertilizer, and no burn with this. It's a slow release. Alright y'all, we got this one done. Pine straw in, plants are in, everything's done. It was a wet one, but we made it happen, made it work out. Everything's in, got the roses here, camellias, Shishi camellias, I like those. They're a dwarf style camellia. Got some limelight hydrangeas in the back on this side. Ornamental grasses here that will eventually grow up and kind of protect or hide that electric meter base. And right there on the corner is a sweet olive. Azaleas in front of the window. Those are encore azaleas, so they'll bloom twice. You got your dwarf nandinas here in the front. Another sweet olive back in that corner. Have the frost-proof gardenias right here on the end of the porch to give them some fragrant smells this spring when they blooming. Kaleidoscope abelia here. They'll stay low, won't get up, cover this front porch up. Same thing on this side. Kaleidoscope abelias, front of the porch. Matching frost-proof gardenias here. More nandinas, azaleas, and these have gone dormant, but Anthony water spirea here to kind of offset that other sweet olive. That's it guys, that's a wrap. We're gonna head into the shop, get everything unloaded, and get some things loaded for in the morning. Tomorrow we're gonna got to start a irrigation install job, so I'll stay tuned for that. Y'all, I just left that that little landscape job we just completed today, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about it and kind of explain. I was hoping I could get a little better, more detailed, you know, of us planning and everything, but I know you didn't see that, but there was other crews there working on some stone work around the house and everything. They had saws running at times, so I kind of had to film it, you know, when I had the opportunity. But I'd like to have shown y'all more on the us planning side of it, you know, kind of how we do it. But anyway, also that job right there, you know, it's 3:30 now, so it's taken us all day, and that crew of guys right there that was working on that job, had we been more prepared, more organized when we started this morning, I would say that's a 5-hour job probably for those guys from start to finish, and we're going on about 8.5 hours. So and that's fine. The majority of it, like I said earlier, was my fault. I wasn't able to get out first thing in the morning and see that it was so wet out there, and so I ended up back and forth to the store like 2 or 3 times today, and so that takes time, and that job was way out, kind of 20-minute drive from everything, so you know, I wasted, which my guys were still there working, but I wasted a couple hours out of the day just back and forth, getting soil and everything. But it was amazing too. I wish I could have showed you that. So when we first dumped that peat moss in, you know, there was water, a little bit of water standing, and just ground was just terrible, saturated on that, just on that one side of the house. But once we dumped that peat moss in there and raked it out and let it sit for a couple hours, and we did that section of planting last, it was amazing how much that peat moss had absorbed and dried the ground out right there. So that's going to really help that flower bed on that side of the house, because like I said earlier, it's a north facing, and it's going to stay in the shade the majority of the day. So, you know, it's not going to have a good opportunity, especially this time of the year, to dry out, you know, after we get rain and all. So that was one thing I was proud I got to show you, that the peat moss really helps in that terrible clay saturated ground. And you hadn't tried it, and you do have that type of soil that you're working in, I definitely recommend, you know, that mixture of peat moss and compost and manure. So anyway, guys, like I said plenty of times, I appreciate y'all watching these videos. I enjoy putting them out there steadily, hopefully, and I'm getting better at it, and hope it's I can find a audience that is interested in watching this stuff. So all right, like I said earlier, tomorrow we're going to be on an irrigation job, so that same crew of guys is, so I'm going to hopefully get some good footage of that from start to finish on that job, and that'll be interesting. So anyway, appreciate it, guys. Like, subscribe, comment. Y'all take care.